1947, we're still here. 1947 to 1966 exhibits. Okay. Complicated, intriguing, and possibly red hot series of cards to be collecting right now. I talked about Scott from Stuke's Cards and Curiosities. I believe I got that right, Scott. I apologize if I don't. Anyway, he is a pro at this, and these cards have been largely ignored throughout the history of collecting, but now are right there at some of the hottest vintage cards being collected right now. I mentioned earlier that there was no ACC designation for the Cowboys set. There is one for this set, and I believe it is the W461. And according to my American Card Catalog glossary, W401 through W881 are recent album cards. So that means recently. And interestingly enough, these things continued to be released long after Jefferson Burdick had passed away. And with this designation provided by him. So I have some of these cards. Let's look at what I have maybe while we're here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these with several variations of people like Gil Hodges and the stuff like that. So kind of an interesting set to try to wrap your head around because there are variations and there are weird designations and stuff like that. But let's get into that if we may. 337 cards, they tell me, $36.22 average value, $12,206 total value. A set of these, $4,000 to $8,000 according to Beckett OPG. Let's read a little bit about this crazy set. This grouping encompasses a wide time span but displays a common design. The following players have been illegally printed in mass quantities on thinner than original cardboard, which is also characterized by a dark gray back. Aaron, Ford, Fox, Hodges, Elston Howard, Mantle, Mays, Musial, Newcomb, Reese, Spahn, and Ted Williams. Each card measures 3 3/8 by 5 3/8. In the checklist below, SIG or SIG refers to signature, and SCR refers to script name on card. The abbreviations POR for portrait, BAT for batting, and FIE for fielding are also used below. There are many levels of scarcity within this set, essentially based on which year the player's card was printed. The Mickey Mantle portrait card, for example, was only printed in 1966, the last year of production. Those scarce cards, which were only produced 1 or 2 years, are noted parenthetically below by the last 2 digits of the years of issue. Cards which seem to be especially difficult to obtain are the ones produced only in 1966, which are the aforementioned Mantle portrait, Ford, Kranepool, Richardson, Skowron from the White Sox, Ward, and Yastrzemski. Some leading exhibit experts believe that the salutation and these cards should be checklisted together because of the long printing history of some of the salutations. Please note that the following cards have been reprinted: Hank Aaron, Whitey Ford, No Glove Throwing, Nelson, Fox, Gil Hodges, Brooklyn Cap, Elston Howard, Willie May. That's embarrassing, Beckett, when you call him Willie May. Batting, New York, Stan Musial, 3 bats kneeling, Don Newcomb, Brooklyn Cap, Pee Wee Reese, Ball Not Visible, and Warren Spahn, Boston. The most valuable of these 337 exhibit cards appears to be, wait for it, probably the Mantle, maybe. Yeah, it's the 66 Mantle, followed by the Yastrzemski, followed by the Whitey Ford. So those 66s will hurt you so bad. Let's go to TCDB, which I'm sure there is a plethora of knowledge. The W461, that's W461. 1947 to 66 exhibits, 3 3/8 by 5 3/8, 351 cards, according to them over there at TCDB. And let's talk about the teams represented. Lots of teams here because we had probably during the course between 47 and 66, we had Teams move, we had teams added. So let's look at this. The Baltimore Orioles, Boston Braves, Boston Red Sox, Brooklyn Dodgers, Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox, Cincinnati Reds, Cleveland Indians, Detroit Tigers, Houston Colt 45s, Kansas City Athletics, Los Angeles Angels, Los Angeles Dodgers, the Milwaukee Braves, the Minnesota Twins, the New York Giants, the New York Mets, the New York Yankees, the Philadelphia Athletics, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Pittsburgh Pirates, San Francisco Giants, St. Louis Browns, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Washington Senators. So lots of stuff going on there, lots of teams, of course, teams like the Browns and the Orioles, teams like the Kansas City and Philadelphia Athletics, all sorts of wacky stuff, Senators and Twins. So fun little thing there to complete if you want to complete this set, but it'll probably drive you up a wall. 176 variations. A lot of them have to do with signatures and spelling and stuff like that. Too many to get into. Lots of Hall of Famers here, 87 of them, of course. And let's look at the packaging. Here's a nice Yogi Berra jumbo trading cards baseball. 5 different cards in this package, 10 cents. So that was a packaged version. The Mickey Mantle, of course, great card. If that says it was released in 66, I mean, that picture has to be from the early 50s, I would think, 51 or so. So, yeah, sell sheets and ads, exhibit cards for 1956. Sportlands, amusement parks, carnival operators, the backbone of the amusement arcade business. Insert coin, push, slide in, pull it slowly, and receive card. There is Jackie right in the middle there, and of course, all sorts of other things going on. So people forget that arcade used to be a pretty big deal, both you know, at the beaches and the boardwalks, as well as any kind of traveling carnivals and arcades and stuff like that. So these things made their way around, I'm sure, the whole country, and literally, in these traveling circuses and carnivals and stuff like that. Pricing, we don't want to talk about that. Let's go to the gallery and you'll see beautiful Hank Aaron, early Hank Aaron card. And Joe Adcock, of course. Anyway, you can see right there, there's a black signature version and a white signature version of Adcock. So lots of variations, lots of, again, these cards were not made to be categorized or cataloged back in the day. They were made just to be released for pure entertainment. I'm sure pinholes abound on these things, and they were glued into pages and stuff like that. Again, these were made for our amusement and enjoyment, not for keeping forever and stuff. So fun to look at the pictures. They're really big cards and they're really big pictures. So you get to see the whole thing. You can see Richie Ashburn, actually, early Phillies and late Cubs. So even throughout the course of these players' careers, you can see them age right before our eyes. Like I said, Ashburn looks fresh faced in one card and looks like an old man in his Cubs card. Toby Atwell, Chicago Cubs. If you're in the catchers and the whole BDSM scene, Toby Atwell might be a good pick up for you. Let's see here. Ed Bailey looks like a manager. And anyway, good cards. Lots to collect here. Lots to find. And nice young Ernie Banks. Wow, that's a beautiful card. So anyway, 47 through 66 exhibits. The W461, that is a Mac Daddy set, and it'll take you a hot few minutes to put that thing together. Thanks. Bye.